Our next interview for this month's Mayor's Message series is with Waukee City Council Member Larry Lyon. He has a long history of public service, having spent 1998 to 2000 on the Waukee City Council first, then 11 years on the Waukee School Board, and now again serving on City Council since 2016. Councilmember Lyon spent decades as the owner and operator of Remodel Works, from which he just retired. Congratulations, Larry. He was also co-founder of the Waukee Leadership Institute. Now let's see what's on his city priority list for 2022.
Well, welcome, Larry, and thank you for joining me today. I am so glad to kick off this message. You have spent just a number of years serving in the Waukee community. Can you tell me a little bit about why this mission is so important to you?
My dad was a leader in our small community in Northeast Iowa, and he said when I was young that community service was the rent you pay for space on the earth. So I sort of picked up that mantle from him, and community service has always been important to me, and I got involved in community service here in Waukee shortly after Lori and I moved to town in 1996.
I have heard you say that before, but I love it. I love that whole comment. As we kick off the new year, what city priorities are really important to you?
Well, I'm the guy on council, as you'll recall, that loves the moonshot, right? I always thought that what NASA did for our country in the 60s, and the way we circled around and rallied around a common cause was so effective. Our last moonshot, in my opinion, was the Grand Prairie Parkway intersection. It did great things for our community. I think that our next moonshot is going to be our city center or city campus, civic campus project. And I think one of the things I'm most excited about going into the new year is looking ahead to that planning process and seeing what all that might include and how it might look.
I'm hugely excited for that too. I know that talking about the civic campus might be new to a lot of Waukee residents though, so do you want to talk a little bit about what that is?
Well, the city campus or civic campus is a 240-acre parcel of ground that the city owns just south of the current Public Works facility. It's bare ground, and the analogy I love to use, and one of the analogies I've used before from my previous service on city council back in the late 2000s was, this is really like being in Sim City, being involved in leadership in Waukee. In Sim City, you build cities, you're given a budget, right? You can't have everything. There are some things that have to be priorities, like city streets and water service and gas service. But then hopefully at the end of the day, there's some money left that you can spend on other things that are important to citizens. Our citizens happen to love bike trails. They like parks. And it's fun to vision those projects to see how they're all going to fit into the grand scheme of things here in Waukee.
I'm really excited to see how that's going to come to fruition too, and what it could be, and getting resident feedback as well.
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with residents about your priorities?
One of the things that we have discussed on council for quite some time now is, as our community zooms past that 22,000 mark, is how do we keep and preserve the things that people came to Waukee for to begin with, right? We all know they want great schools, and our school system is the best. But how do we also preserve those small town relationships that are so important to people? Many of us came from small towns in Iowa where we knew the guy that ran the hardware store, sure. And the guy who ran the bank, and the woman who had any number of, the bakery. Maybe that woman was a caterer. Maybe she also ran the hardware store, right? Or the local trucking company. So one of the things I'm interested in is I've learned the term, one of the terms is called engineering collisions. How do we get people to collide in public places where relationships are created and carried forward that helps us to maintain that small town atmosphere?
Absolutely. We have spent a lot of time talking about that, and I know that a lot of people really enjoy our festivals and our events here in Waukee that focus a little bit more on community building, so I'm excited to see how we can do more of that.
I am as well.
Well, thank you for joining us today as Council Member Larry Lyon shared with you a little bit about his priorities. I hope you'll join me next time as we speak with Council Member Ben Sinclair.